Welcome back to another edition of Grizzlies Daily. I'm your host Melek, and let's just jump straight into it, man. We got some pretty unfortunate news. If you haven't heard by now, Zach Edey sprained his left ankle in an offseason workout, and it has been reported by the team that he will undergo surgery for that same ankle. Now, this is the same ankle that he hurt earlier in the year, where he missed about 12 games due to injury. So, pretty unfortunate news right there for the Grizzlies. It's also unfortunate because it is also been reported from Shams that he will miss basically the beginning of the 2025-2026 season, which is a bummer to the Grizzlies, especially because it's deja vu. It really is deja vu. I mean, you look back at the GG Jackson situation. He essentially breaks a bone in his toe, has surgery, misses a good majority of the season to start off. And now the same thing with Zach Edey. He essentially is going to miss the entire, well, not the entirety. I don't want to say the entirety, but yeah, he's going to miss the entirety of all season training and, in training camp and summer league as well. Key pieces to his development. So one would have to really question what's next for the Grizzlies because that's a key piece that's going to be out of the starting lineup and out of the lineup entirely. Um, and that was a main concern when it comes to Edie. Everybody talked about his size, his ability to transition his game to the next level. The biggest concern was his healthiness, and one of the things being that he's had ankle problems in the past, and now we're starting to see essentially a thing with him, and now it's transition to the league has happened twice. Now, one of the things that I do think contributes to that is the fact that Zach Edey Zach Edey along with a lot of players wears low top shoes. Low top shoes has already been proven to be a big leading cause in ankle injuries and Achilles injuries. Some players still wear them. I really don't know why. I get it, but at the same time, just be safe on the court, wear them, and things will be better. So really, really, really devastating news. Especially because you got guys like Brandon Clark who are hurt. So one has to think what truly is next for the Grizzlies, and that's one thing that you know you really think about with this. What should the Grizzlies do next? And one of the things I think they should do is I think they should go ahead and pull the trigger on getting a veteran center, one that can take the place and hold it down until Edie is able to return to full strength. Reason being, you are already going to need a better center anyway. You're already going to need another center, so why not just go out to get one now? Now, you got guys on the market that have been proven to, be shopped around in Jared Allen. You got some guys over in New Orleans that are proven not to be untouchable. So you got guys. You even got Mark Williams in Charlotte. See what his asking price is. Um, yeah, you got guys available on the team. What available that could be traded to the team. So the Grizzlies should look into trading someone to replace Edie or even just be on the team in general because you're going to need a center regardless. Miles Turner, I feel like personally is out of the equation. I don't think that at this point, I mean, they're in the finals right now. I don't think at this point Miles Turner gets traded away from Indiana or let go from Indiana. But we've seen crazier things, so we could be proven wrong. We could be proven wrong. Maybe the Pacers feel like, hey, Miles Turner didn't play good enough. He's the person that's holding us back from a championship. They very much well could say that. So one time can only tell. But yeah, the Grizzlies definitely need to be making some calls about another center until Zach Edey is back. Because one thing about it, even when Zach Edey comes back, I don't think he goes straight back into the starting lineup. You have to you have to make up time for development, have to make up time for training, have to make up time for rehab. That's a lot of time to make up for. So, without a doubt in my mind, Zach Edey will be coming off the bench when he comes back. That's just dependent on what the Grizzlies do. Now, regardless of what the Grizzlies do, if they feel like, hey, let's just throw Brandon Clark back in the starting lineup, which I think wouldn't be a good idea. And I love Brandon Clark, but it just would not be a good idea. I think overall, Zach Edey is coming off the bench when he comes back. So that's just one thing about it. But speaking of the bench, let's talk about one bench player, Santi Aldama. It has been reported by I think Zach Stein or Mark Stein. I could be getting it wrong, but I think it's Mark Stein. The Pistons are interested in Santi Aldama potentially making a trade for him this offseason or making a move for him. Um, Pistons have a lot to work with, especially when it comes to the needs for the Grizzlies. The Pistons were proven to be an excellent team this year, making the playoffs and then pushing the Knicks to 6 games. I mean, you look at the turnaround; they went from 14 wins to 48 or something like that. Well, I believe it was 44. So I could be wrong, but just overall, the Pistons have a lot of talent. I've seen a lot of people on Twitter saying Isaiah Stewart would be a good return. I don't necessarily have a problem with Isaiah Stewart, but I think he has a bit of a fouling problem. He has a bit of a fouling problem. I mean, you look at all the intangibles that he brings. He brings a lot. He truly does bring a lot to the team. He brings a lot to wherever he goes, but at the same time, the fouling trouble does bring a concern to me because then you have two bigs that have trouble playing without fouling, and that's a recipe for disaster. That doesn't help any team out. Now, I think at most a guy that I would love to see the Grizzlies pick up is Jalen Duren. If you can get a good price for Jalen Duren, I'd say go for it because I mean, I would know. I graduated from University of Memphis. I watched Jalen Duren play in person. He is like that. He's everything that you would want in an NBA center, especially for interior defender. He knows how to grab offensive rebounds well. He can set very good screens. He knows how to roll off the screen. And obviously, defensively, I don't need to say much. He's a very good guy, very good player. Yeah, I think the Grizzlies should go for that. And even if you don't, if you think the Pistons aren't worthy of a center, like I said, there's other teams out there with centers that can easily go for. I mean, one guy that I think would benefit on the Grizzlies is over in New York, Precious Achiuwa. Like I said, a Memphis connection. I know what he brings to teams. Now, granted, he just so happens to be on a team where Mitchell Robinson exists, so it's very hard for him to get minutes. I mean, you got Mitchell Robinson and Karl Anthony Towns. So, yeah, I think a guy like Precious Achiuwa, I've been advocating for years. I think he would go great for a Grizzlies team. But, yeah, the Pistons, looking to get Santi Aldama, one can only tell how that goes, but it's something that I'll definitely be staying on top of. So, I'll definitely bring you guys the latest information for sure. But in some other news, we have some new information on a potential jersey leak for the Grizzlies. Now, if you remember, I said that it was reported that 5 teams would be receiving a classic jersey, and one of them being the Memphis Grizzlies. So, there's actually been a leak on what the jersey can. Well, excuse me, not the jersey, not the classic jersey, but it could essentially be the classic jersey. It's just disguised as a city jersey. So, best way to put it, it is a white jersey with navy blue wording and numbering with a similar outlining to that 2022 kind of jersey. If you all remember, it's kind of weird to put it, but yeah. So it's I personally think it looks pretty cool. It's got the little pinstripes going down as well, so it's a nice little touch. Um, I personally think it's cool, just a little too much if you ask me, because it has the light blue outlining as well, which I think is just adding a little too much. But yeah, so that's the jersey that's been leaked. None of this is confirmed, but one thing about Nike, once something is leaked, it's pretty much done deal. That's pretty much the jersey. So yeah, that's just some new information that we learned in the past couple days. So yeah, no telling when we'll find out that jersey. Probably sometime in the off season, right before summer league and stuff like that. So yeah, that's pretty much everything for today. Like I said, slow news day, slow day for Grizzlies news, except for the Zach Edey news. Pretty big game changer. So definitely be looking on what the possibility for the Grizzlies is going forward, because this is a big thing. It's a big starter, big rotational player for the Grizzlies, especially developing. I mean, you got Jalen Wells, who injured earlier, injured late last season, but he's fully recovered now. Then you got Zach Edey, who injured in the off season and now won't be available for the beginning of the season. So pretty big bummer right there. But yeah, pretty slow day. Like I said, gonna be on top of that. So make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on post notifications to learn when we upload and when you can watch the next episode of Grizzlies Daily right here on YouTube. And as for that, it's another edition of it. And my name is Melek, and I'm gonna be signing out. Y'all stay blessed.